Hi there, Casey Energy, your intuitive business coach, helping you turn your passion into successful and thriving business. In today's Daily Insights, I would like to talk to you about the power of choosing a niche. Now, let me ask you this though. Do you feel that you can't really narrow down who you're going to be working with and really get clear on your niche and really drill down really deeply? Or do you sometimes feel that if you do choose a niche and get really specific of who you're going to be working with, what you do, that you might lose out and might not get enough clients or any clients? That's going to be so much harder to get clients. Well, in today's Daily Insights, I would like to actually, shed some light on this and give you some clarity around, why defining a niche is so very important and actually crucial to your success. I'm also going to talk about the consequence of not choosing a niche. And then also I'm going to give you some tips on how you can choose and pick a niche, and also then how to actually become an expert in that particular niche, how to become known as an expert and a go-to person in that particular niche. So you then can actually get a lot of clients. So let's start off with why defining a niche is really so very important. First of all, it will help you actually get clear on who is your ideal client. It helps you really get crystal clear on, defining your ideal client, and then will actually help you reach those ideal clients. It will help you find out what they want. Also the content that you're creating is going to be tailored exactly towards them because you know what it is that they want, what it is that they need. You will be seen as an expert, not a generalist. And it will also help you create a very strong offering and a very strong message. So any content you're creating, from programs, signature programs, group programs, courses, lead magnets, events, whatever it is that you're creating will be based on your ideal client. It will be tailored to them. Even your message will be so much stronger. People will resonate with what you do. They will be drawn to you and they will see you as the expert, the go-to person. Now, if you don't pick a niche, and I get it. I've talked to many entrepreneurs. I do a whole lot of outreach. I do a lot of networking. And when I ask people so what do you do? Who do you work with? Who's your ideal client? I often hear, and that's actually very shocking what I hear. It's well, I work with anyone that wants change, anyone that wants to, transition in their life, and, anyone that just wants to be more fulfilled and happier in their life. That doesn't really tell me anything. So when it comes to really, letting people know what it is that you do, you got to be crystal clear on who you're working with, what you do, because then people will say, oh, you know what, I know exactly who you're working with. I know exactly what you do. So people will resonate with that. So even your marketing efforts, they are more targeted, because it is so much harder to convey what you do if you're not very specific, if you don't pick a niche. So if you say, I work with anyone, I'm a life coach, I work with anyone that wants to have a better life. There are so many areas in life coaching, even in business coaching, even in anything that you do, there are so many different areas. So you really want to get crystal clear about that, because then when you talk to people about that, your message will be crystal clear so people know exactly what you do. Also, if you don't pick a niche, people simply can't really resonate with your message because they don't really get what it is that you do. Your message will be too broad. And when it comes to your marketing efforts, if your messaging, your content, your copywriting is, focusing on anyone, you're ultimately not marketing to anyone because no one simply can resonate with you. And now I just want to, do a little, myth buster here, because I often hear that, well, if I choose a niche, I limit myself. I don't get enough clients. But actually, that is so far from being true, because when you choose a niche, it does not mean that you're losing out on clients or that you're limiting yourself. Actually, it will help you get more clients a lot easier. So for example, if you have a heart problem, would you go see a regular doctor, a generalist, or would you go see a heart doctor? And I don't remember what you call a heart doctor, like cardiologist or whatever, but you would go see that person, right? That specialist, because you have a specific problem. You have a heart problem. So guess what? You go to a specialist. It's the same with your business. It's the same with choosing your niche. If you are a generalist, you do not attract the right kind of people. When you choose a niche, you are going to be appealing to someone who has a specific problem that you solve. They go to the expert. So if you, for example, are a life coach and you really narrow it down to a specific niche, you will really target your messaging, your content, everything that you're putting out will speak to that one person or that group of people who have exactly that same problem that you can help them with. Okay? So they would come to you because you're the expert. If you don't choose a niche, how can they find you? So let's talk about some tips around how can you really find your niche. Like what you want to do is what do you enjoy most? If you're already in business, and I'm guessing you are since you're listening, you can define it even more. If you haven't really gotten clear on your niche, you can narrow it down even more. Think about what do you enjoy most? Who do you love working with? What are some of the problems that you really enjoy solving? And also, what area do you also have experience in? And also what gets you excited? So for example, when I first started out, I started out just business system strategies because I loved the technical aspects like creating landing pages, creating systems, creating the autoresponder, all of that tech stuff that most people really hated. That's what I started out with. Okay, then I added more stuff to it as I grew. So it doesn't mean that the niche that you're choosing right now has to stay like that. You can always add more things to it, more tools in your tool belt. So now I do focus on the business side, creating a successful business for people, but then I also work on the mindset. So that is a tool in my tool belt. And then I also incorporate my spiritual side into it. So that's also another tool in my tool belt. But my overall niche is still helping conscious entrepreneurs like you grow their business, turn their passion into a successful and thriving business. So I work with them on the systems and the strategies, the mindset on becoming successful, and then helping them really uncover their divine gift. So it is still, my niche is still business coaching, helping conscious entrepreneurs. But then I added things to it. So you can do that too. So really think about what do you enjoy most? Who do you love working with? What problems do you like to solve? What experience do you already have? Because you don't want to start a niche that, or, define a niche that you have no idea about, no experience. So, and also think about what really gets you excited, because if you are if you're choosing one niche and you're really not super excited about that, you might not stick with it. So really think about what gets you excited, okay? And then what you want to do is you want to start out with an overall niche. So for example, if you're a life coach, let's say life coach, that's your profession, and you want to then drill down, what area of life. That can be like the financial aspects, work-life balance, healthy lifestyle, relationships, finding passion, transition. I mean, there are so many different areas, right? So you want to, have a broader approach. So you want to find out, and then also go into your target. So there are two different things, the target market and your ideal client. So your target market would be, let's say, who do you enjoy working with? That can be men, women, entrepreneurs, stay-at-home moms, executives, teens, baby boomers, those type of things. So you want to think about who is the overall target audience. Also you want to think about it could be, for example, if you are a life coach, you could think about working with busy executives on finding balance in their life. That right there tells people you work with executives who are really struggling with work-life balance, right? So that would be your target audience, your target audience. You can also get clear on, the age range. I mean, you want to get clear on the age range, really get clear on that. So like I said, women, men, baby boomers, whatever. So that is your overall target market. Then you also want to drill down even more and defining your ideal client, really getting specific about one particular type of person, right? Now, choosing a niche will really help you create a very, very strong message, because it speaks directly to your ideal clients. It attracts them to you. All the content that you're creating is based on that. So for example, if we're going back to the example of the life coach working with busy executives who want to find work-life balance, the content that you're creating will be based on that. You will know when you have that niche, you want to find out really what's going on there in their head, what do they want, what do they need, and then the content that you're creating will be based on that. It will be targeted. that converts so much better than being broad. Because if you just talk about work-life balance, well, an executive has different challenges finding work-life balance than a busy mom with, 5 kids, for example, right? So you want to be very specific on that. And the way you become an expert in that particular niche is you create content that's matching your ideal client's needs. Like, what do they want? What do they need? What are their pain points? And you keep showing up as that expert in that particular field. So going back to our example, life coach who works with busy executives who want to find life balance, right? And everything you do is based on that particular niche. That's how you become known as the expert in your niche. So if you go on podcasts, you focus on that particular topic. If you write blog posts, you focus on that particular niche. If you create an online course, a webinar, a summit, whatever that you're creating will be based on busy executives trying to find work-life balance. Okay? I mean, I get it. Working with everyone, it's great. I mean, we all have a big heart. We want to serve all these people. But if you don't choose a niche, it does not serve you or your clients. Because you want to be known as the expert in your field. And unfortunately, that really requires on picking a niche. There's no way around it. Okay, but it doesn't mean that you have to turn people away. If you only work with women and then a guy comes up to you, doesn't mean that you have to turn him away. If you only work with executives and then all of a sudden an entrepreneur comes up to you and wants to work with you, does not mean that you have to turn him away. So it only means that you pick your niche and everything you create will be based on that niche. So you can serve them at a much deeper level. It helps you grow your business so much more effectively and much, much, much larger. I mean, think about it. If you want to create an online program, for example, for your ideal clients, and if you don't have a niche, how can you really create something that is really impactful that your ideal client wants or needs? I mean, unless you really want to create all sorts of different programs that are very broad, but, then you're not going to have an impact. So the more target you can get about your niche, about who you serve, what you help them with, what transformation you help them achieve, the more impactful your services, your offers, and everything that you do will be. So choose a niche and become the expert in that niche, okay? Now, I hope this was helpful. I mean, if it was, please share it with your friends. Hit that like button. Leave a comment below if you would like. And also make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel as I do release, if you've been following me, I've been releasing these daily insights every day. And I do share a lot of great content, so I don't want you to miss it. So, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, if you would like some help in really clearly defining your niche and who you're working with and what exactly they're looking for, feel free to reach out. I would love to help you. You can go to my website, ksanders.com, schedule a complimentary strategy session so we can talk a little bit more about that. So thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I'm super grateful that you're here, and I will see you next time in the next Daily Insights. I hope you have an amazingly abundant and successful day.